to your Saturday morning Hatha practice. We're going to start this morning's practice with a short yoga nidra practice. So it's about 5 to 7 minutes long. And so in order to practice that yoga nidra, we're going to lie down on your mat. So if you want to take a moment to grab maybe a pillow or a bolster for under your head, maybe throw on a sweater or pull the blanket up over your feet. Take a moment to lie back on your mat and get comfortable here. And take a moment to shift, to adjust. Find that sweet spot as we begin our practice this morning in Shavasana. And then once you are comfortable lying back on your mat, bringing the body to stillness. Legs extended on the mat, let the feet fall out to the side. Let the arms rest gently by your sides with the palms facing up. Slightly lift the right foot off of the mat. Flexing and pointing the toes, maybe rotating out through the right ankle. Noticing any tension that may be present in the right leg. And then very gently lower that foot back down to the mat. Now lift the left foot up off of the mat. Again, flexing, pointing the toes, rotating out through that left ankle. Again, noticing any tightness or tension on that left side. Very gently lowering that left foot back down to the mat. Very gently lift the right hand up from the mat and just take a moment to make a fist with the right hand, squeezing to feel its tension, and then spreading the fingers out nice and wide to release. Doing that a couple of times here with the right hand, noticing the right arm. Slowly lowering that hand back down to your side again with the palm facing up. And then lifting the left hand to hover above the mat and again squeezing the left hand into a fist, feeling that tension, and then opening up the fingers, spreading them nice and wide to release. A couple times here on this side. Again, gently lowering that left hand back down to the mat, turning the palm to face upward. Ever so gently lifting the head and the shoulders slightly up from the mat. Feeling the tension in the neck. Take a big breath here. At the end of that exhale, gently lowering the shoulders and the back of the head back down to the mat. Completely relaxing and releasing into your mat and into stillness. Continuing to allow the breath flow in and out of the body. Relax your toes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring awareness to your heels. Breathe in and out to relax. Focus on your breath as you continue to relax your calves. Relax, relax, relax. Now relax your shins. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Continue to release all the tension in your knees. Focus on your breath. Just inhale and exhale. Relax your glutes. Breathe in deeply and exhale slowly. Go on to relax your pelvic area. Draw the breath in, focus on your breath, and exhale. Relax, relax, relax. Bring awareness to your abdominals. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Feel the wave of relaxation to your lower back as you inhale and exhale. Relax, relax, relax. As you inhale, your chest rises, and exhale to let it fall. Breathe, breathe, and breathe. Inhale to bring all the fresh air into your lungs, and exhale to release stale air. Draw your breath into your upper back and continue to release all the tension in your shoulders. Relax, relax, relax. Relax your upper arms, your elbows, forearms, your wrists, and every finger in turn. Inhale, exhale. Continue to relax your neck, chin, lips, nose, eyes, eyebrows, forehead, and scalp. Breathe and relax. Finally, relax your ears and your cheeks. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Relax, relax, relax. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the feet together and raise the arms over your head to take a full body stretch. Reaching the fingertips back of the room, the toes to the front. And as we breathe in here, feeling the chest, the belly expand and stretch. As we exhale, release through the whole body. Inhale to stretch. Exhale to release. One last time, inhaling, squeezing, stretching the whole body. Exhaling to release. On your next inhale, you're going to bring both knees up and in toward the chest. Give yourselves a nice big hug, wrapping the arms with the hands around the legs, squeezing the knees in toward the chest, and then maybe taking a little rock side to side, just gently waking up the back body, the spine. Beautiful, and then we're going to extend the left leg out onto the mat, still holding on to that right knee, squeezing it up and in toward the chest. Again, we can rotate out through that right ankle or flex and point those right toes. Beautiful. On your exhale, straightening the right leg out onto the mat. Inhaling to bring that left knee up and in toward the chest. Again, taking a moment to stretch through that left ankle, those left toes, flexing, pointing, rotating here. Beautiful. Extending that left leg out onto the mat on an exhale. Bring the arms up and overhead one more time for one more full body stretch here. Beautiful, and we're going to roll over onto one side and gently use the hands and the arms to lift our way back up to sitting. Awesome, we're going to come into our easy pose here. So sitting with our legs crossed, we can sit up on a pillow or blanket or bolster to have those hips a little higher than the knees if that's more comfortable for you, or we can sit with the legs extended out in front of us. So just sitting in a way where we can keep that spine nice and tall, we can reach the crown of the head for the ceiling, and we can really root down beneath those sit bones, having that nice firm foundation. Once we are comfortable here in a seated position, we're going to sweep those arms all the way up on your next inhale, reaching for the ceiling, and on your exhale, we're going to bend to the left, so that left hand is going to come down toward the mat as we reach up and over with that right arm. Finding a little extra length here along the right side, breathing into those spaces between the right ribs. Beautiful. On your inhale, we'll come back to center, reaching both arms up for the ceiling. On your exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So you're going to bring that left hand across the body and toward that right knee. And the right hand is going to come behind you as you press into the mat to lift through the heart. Gaze can stay at neutral, looking toward the side of the room, or we can look over the back shoulder, giving our neck a little extra attention, a little extra stretch this morning. On your next exhale, gently bring yourself back to center. On your inhale, we're gonna sweep those arms all the way back up. Exhale to bend over to the right. So the right hand will gently come down to the mat as we reach up and over with that left arm. Our gaze can stay at neutral, straight ahead, or we can look up toward the ceiling, turning the heart and the gaze upward. Stacking through the shoulders here, finding that little extra space, that little extra length here along the left side, and breathing into those spaces between the left ribs. Beautiful. Press into that right hand on your inhale. We'll lift all the way back up, reaching for the ceiling. On your exhale, twisting to the left. So the right arm and hand come across the body to the left knee, and the left hand will press into that mat behind you. Again, keeping that spine long here. Choosing on this side if we want to look over that back shoulder. And as we're gently moving and stretching here to start our class, checking in with the body, noticing where we're holding on this morning, noticing where that tightness or tension may lie, and starting to breathe into those spots, helping them to soften, helping them to relax. Beautiful. On your next exhale, bringing ourselves gently back to center. Take a nice big breath in here again, finding that nice solid foundation beneath the sit bones. Bringing the hands gently to the mat in front of us. On your exhale, hinging from the hip crease, beginning to walk the hands forward into our seated fold. So hands may be in contact with the mat, maybe the forearms come down to the mat, maybe the forehead comes all the way down to the mat. Wherever we find ourselves within this posture, just take a moment, gentle sway side to side or nod or shake, movement through the head. Just taking a second here to really feel into the body, to notice how it feels this morning. What is our starting point? And then settling into stillness. Breathe into the back body here. Flushing the spine with breath. Feeling the back body lift for the ceiling with every inhale. With every exhale, allow yourself to release and let go a tiny bit more. Beautiful. On your exhale, we're going to walk the hands back toward the body to gently roll our way upright. And once we're there, we're going to tip ourselves over onto our hands and knees. So feel free to bring that blanket beneath the knees if we need a little extra padding beneath them this morning. Coming onto our hands and knees here, making sure we're aligning through the joints. So stacking the shoulders over the wrists and the hips over the knees, moving through our cat and cow here. So when you're ready to inhale, the belly will drop, shoulders and hips move toward one another as we lift the heart and gaze. When you're ready to exhale, press that mat away from you, round through the spine as you gaze down toward the knees. Going right back into our inhale as that belly drops. Exhale to curve, to round through the spine. So following your breath here, back and forth, again, being mindful of how the body feels this morning. Do we need to add some extra movement, some extra stretching here within these two postures? Move in a way that feels good to your body this morning. As As always, we have that option to keep the eyes closed, to really block out all distraction, connect mind, body, and breath. Beautiful. Take one last breath here. One nice, big, deep, nourishing inhale and a nice extra long exhale. Again, squeezing out any of that stale overnight breath. And we'll inhale our way back into our table. So coming back into that nice neutral spine. Take one breath here in our table. And then on your next inhale, we're going to transition into our thread the needle, giving our shoulders a little stretch this morning. So inhaling the right arm up for the ceiling. On your exhale, we're going to thread it underneath that left arm, coming down onto the shoulder, the right side of the head. Take a moment to wiggle those right fingers, or we can again make that fist to clench. Open up the fingers to release. Get comfortable here on this side, and then we're going to choose what we want to do with this left hand. It can stay exactly where it is, but we have the options to reach it up for the ceiling, to wrap it around the back, or to extend it toward the top left-hand corner of your mat. Finding the version of the posture that's going to work for you this morning. And then once we've found it, settling in here. But knowing that as we settle, as the muscles start to release and let go, we may have to change the version of the posture that we're in. So staying connected, mind and body, with that breath. Follow the breath. Notice if it's changing, if it's hitching. We want to continue to have that slow, steady rhythm in and out of the belly. So moving through each and every posture to enable us to keep that rhythm. Beautiful. On your exhale, that left hand is going to come back down to the mat under the shoulder. You're going to press into the palm to lift the body upright, back into our table. Take a nice big breath in here as we lift that left arm up. And on your exhale, we're going to thread it underneath the right. Coming on to the left shoulder, the left side of the head. Again, take a moment to wiggle those left fingers, or to make that fist clenching the left hand and then releasing, widening out the fingers. And then allow that back of the left hand to settle onto the floor, onto the mat. And then we're going to choose what we want to do with that right arm. So it can stay where it is, we can reach, we can wrap, or we can walk those fingers to the top right hand corner of the mat, extending outward. And again, softening here on this side. Find your sweet spot, settling in here. Using our breath as our guide and moving through whatever version of the posture you need with each and every breath. Beautiful. On your next exhale, sliding that right hand to the mat. Press into that right palm to unthread. That left arm coming back up and into our table. Take a nice big breath in here. And on your exhale, you're going to allow the sit bones to sink back down toward the heels and the forehead to sink back down toward the mat for our child's pose. Deciding here, if we want to have a little more of an active version of child's pose, we'll lift the elbows from the mat, reaching those fingers toward the top of the mat. Or if we want a little more of a relaxed version, we can allow the arms to rest, the shoulders to release. Either way, we want the forehead heavy on something. So whether that is the mat, whether it's a pillow, maybe it's your fists. And taking a few breaths here just to release into our child's pose, breathing back in to that back body. Bringing awareness along the spine, the back lungs, the low back. If it feels good and you want to take a moment to massage through the forehead, gently moving the head side to side, feel free. Beautiful. Then we'll bring ourselves to complete stillness for one full breath. You can sigh the exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the fingertips back out toward the top of the mat, unless they're already there. Gripping into the palms, we're going to come all the way back up onto hands and knees. Once we are back up into our table, we'll curl all the toes under here. Take another big breath in, and then on your exhale, the hips will move back and up as you bring yourself into your first downward dog of your practice. Take a moment here to work things out. Do we need to take our dog for a walk this morning, paddling through the legs? Do we need a little extra attention with those shoulders, pressing the heart back toward the thighs? Maybe a nod or a shake of the head. Perhaps it's stillness. Again, just noticing the body, noticing sensations coming up in the body. Following the path of that breath in and out of the belly. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Beautiful. Taking one last breath here in our down dog. When you get to the end of your exhale, you're going to step or hop toward the top of your mat, coming right in to your ragdoll. Beautiful. Once in our ragdoll, we're going to let the weight shift forward into the toes, let the arms and the head be heavy. We can start that gentle sway or nod or shake of the head. Perhaps we crave stillness today and we just let the body and gravity do the work here. Beautiful. We'll let the weight come equally beneath both feet. So all four corners under each foot will press firmly down into the mat. You can take a slight bend in the knees here. And we're going to take our next exhale to roll our way up. So you can leave the arms and the head heavy, or if we need a little extra support today, bring the palms of the hands to the thighs and take that full exhale to roll your way up to standing. Shoulders and the crown of the head will come up last. Beautiful. Once we are upright, we're really going to set those feet. So again, all four corners under each foot press firmly into the mat. Let's take a moment to roll the shoulders up toward the ears and then push them down and back. Palms will face the front of the mat. Crown is lifted, heart is lifted. Beautiful. From here on your next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up overhead, clasping the hands and pointing the index fingers for the ceiling. Moving through our reed posture here. On your exhale, let's bend to the left first. So breathing back into those spaces between the right ribs. Make sure we have equal weight under both feet so that right foot is still firmly pressing into the mat. Again, gaze can be forward or we can turn it up toward the ceiling. Beautiful. On your next inhale, come back to center. And on your exhale, softening over to the right. So breathing back into that left side. Beautiful. On your inhale, come back to center. On your exhale, palms will touch and we'll breathe out, bringing the hands to heart center. Beautiful. Once we're there, we're going to turn ourselves so that we're facing the long edge of our mat. And we're going to step the feet apart nice and wide. We're going to come into our goddess posture this morning. So we want to angle the toes out again at around a 45-degree angle, so toward the top corners of each side of the mat. That angle may change a bit as we move through and down into our goddess posture, but starting there, we're going to have our hands on our hips or either the palms touching at heart center to start. Again, we want to be tall, we want to be lifted here. Take a big breath in. And then as you're ready to exhale, start to bend through the knees. And again, as we soften down here, we may need to change the angle of those feet, but as much as possible, keeping them in line with the way that the knees are pointing. And as we lower down here into our goddess, we don't want to stick our bums out behind us, so that tailbone wants to move directly down toward the mat. Beautiful. And then from here, we can stay right where we are with either palms together or hands on the hips, or we have that third option of bringing our goddess arms up. So elbows bent at 90 degrees, palms facing forward, shoulders dropping away from the ears. We can even squeeze the shoulder blades together slightly here. Breathe. Beautiful. On your next inhale, press into the feet to straighten the legs, bringing the hands back down to the hips. You're going to take that left foot and pivot it so that it's parallel to the back of your mat. So your toes are pointing toward the long edge of your mat. And then your front foot, that right foot, is going to turn out to face the top of your mat. So we're setting up our foundation for our triangle posture this morning. So that front heel is going to be in line with the arch of that back foot. The front leg is straight, body, hips, everything is square toward the long edge of your mat. On your inhale, we're going to reach those arms out and up toward the sides. We're going to turn the palms so that they're facing the long edge of your mat. On your exhale, you're gonna reach slightly forward, and then you're gonna turn that T up on its side. So you're reaching the left hand for the ceiling, right hand, the back of that hand lands somewhere along that front leg. We want to keep everything rolled up and forward, or up and toward the ceiling. Breathe here. Beautiful. Press into the soles of the feet. We're going to lift ourselves upright. Again, arms extended out to the front and back of the mat. On your exhale, we'll bend into that front knee, bringing ourselves into our warrior two. We want to make sure that that front knee is not moving past our ankle. And can you see the big toe on the inside of that front knee? Arms can stay extended out, palms face down or face up. Another option is again to bring the hands to heart center, looking over toward the top of your mat. Breathing here in our warrior two. Beautiful. Back palm is going to turn down. Front palm is going to face up. On your next inhale, we'll straighten through that front leg again and reverse our warrior. So that back arm can rest or wrap, that top arm reaching straight up or up and over for the back of the room. Beautiful. Breathing back into that right side. Beautiful. Exhale to float the arms all the way down. We're going to turn all 10 toes to face the long edge of the mat. So they're all facing forward. Transitioning into our wide leg forward fold. So legs as wide apart as feels comfortable for you. Hands to our hips. Take a nice big breath in to lift, to lengthen. Hinging from that hip crease. Leading with the heart, we're going to float our way forward. Once we get to neutral spine, release the hands and then release the head. Weight tips forward into the toes so that we're lining up and aligning the hips, the knees, and the ankles. We're going to hold here, let the head be heavy. It can take a little nod or shake if that feels good. And again, just as we did in our seated fold, it might be the hands that are on the floor of the mat. It might be the forearms. No matter where we are in the posture, just allow the body and the breath to flow, to breathe. Beautiful. On your next inhale, we're going to walk the hands back out, bringing ourselves to our neutral spine. And on your exhale, hands will come to hips, press into the feet to lift your way upright. Beautiful. You're going to keep your right foot exactly where it is, parallel to the mat, top of the mat. But we're going to turn the left toes out now for the back of your mat. So we're going to set up our triangle on the other side. So making sure again that front heel is aligned with the arch of the back foot. We're going to straighten through the front leg, bodies from hips to shoulders, parallel to the long edge of your mat. On your inhale, those arms are going to float all the way up. We're going to turn the palms so that they face the long edge of the mat. And on your exhale, slightly shifting forward and then turning that T up on its side for our triangle. Again, we want everything to open here. So rolling forward and up toward the ceiling. Breathing here in your triangle. Beautiful. Press into those feet on your inhale, lifting the arms, reaching for front and back of the mat. On your exhale, soften into that front knee, warrior two. Making sure that front knee, again, not creeping past our ankle, and we're still open through the hips here, so that left knee will fall out slightly toward the left side of your mat. Arms can stay extended, or we can bring the hands together at heart center, looking over that left shoulder. Beautiful. On your next inhale, we're going to straighten the front leg, turn the front palm up, back palm down, and reverse your warrior. So right arm rests around, top arm straight up, or up and over, pressing into that front foot to extend through that front leg. Breathe here. Beautiful. On your exhale, arms and hands float all the way down. Bring the hands to the hips, and we'll turn all 10 toes back to the long edge of our mat. We're going to revisit our goddess posture here. So angle the toes out so that they're pointing toward the corners of the mat. Stand nice and tall. Again, hands are at hips or together at heart center. Take a big breath in. Exhale to lower down. So again, as we're lowering, we may need to change the ankle of those feet slightly, as long as they're tracking with the knees. Tailbone directly sinking for the mat. Hands can stay as they are. We can open up those goddess arms. Breathing here. Beautiful. On your inhale, press into the feet. Hands and arms will come back down to hips. And then we're going to heel toe the feet together. Beautiful. Once the feet are together, we're going to turn ourselves back toward the top of our mats and revisit our reed posture once again. So really plant those feet, all four corners, root down into the mat, sweep the arms up on your inhale. Palms will come together, clasp the hands, point the index finger for the ceiling, and on your exhale, bend to the left. Breathing back into that right side. Option to bring that left hand down to the hip for a little support as we move through reed once again. Beautiful. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, over to the right. Beautiful. On your inhale, come all the way back to center. On your exhale, separate through the hands, float your way forward. Bend through the knees to plant the hands into the mat and step the feet back to your downward dog. Beautiful. Take a moment here to paddle out, nod or shake the head. We'll take one last inhale here. On your exhale, shift forward into your plank. Lower down onto your belly so you can drop the knees. and gently lower your way down. Forehead is going to come all the way to the mat. We're going to keep the hands exactly as they are underneath the shoulders, tops of the feet. Turn over and press down into the mat. On your inhale, we're coming all the way up and into our extended cobra. So straightening through the arms, tuck those elbows in, shoulders drop away from the ears. Don't lock the elbows here. Take a slight bend in those elbows. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, breathe here. Beautiful. On your exhale, gently lower back down, forehead touches mat. On your next inhale, press into the hands, and we're going to bring ourselves all the way up and push back into your child's pose. So again, the sit bones sink toward the heels. The arms can rest. They can wrap. We can make a little pillow with the hands, with the fists. Let the forehead rest on something. Breathing once again into our back body. Into those back lungs. Low back, flushing the spine with breath. A moment to give your forehead another little massage if you choose. Sliding the hands underneath the shoulders, we're going to press into the palms to lift ourselves once again up onto the heels. We'll roll over onto one hip, and then we're going to sweep the feet and the legs in front of us. Beautiful. We're going to move into our head to knee postures, giving those hips and inner thighs another little stretch. So we're going to keep our left leg straight to start, flexing through that left foot so that those left toes point for the ceiling. We're going to bend through the right knee, bring the sole of that foot toward the inner thigh, and then we need to reset those sit bones. Again, feel free to bring a pillow, blanket, block underneath that right knee for a little added support for us. We're going to square ourselves to the top of the mat. Take a nice big breath in here, and on your exhale, hinging from that hip crease, we're going to begin to walk the hands forward and soften toward that straight leg. We want to ensure that with every inhale, we're finding a little extra length here. So the crown of that head is reaching for the front of the room, that lower back is lengthening. As you exhale, it's the belly that's softening toward the thigh. So instead of thinking head to knee, where we would be rounding the spine and letting the head be heavy, think more chin toward shin, so that you're sort of leading with the crown of the head or lengthening toward that left foot. And then the option is to close the eyes here. And again, without force, without strain, just using the breath to allow ourselves to release and soften toward that left leg. Beautiful. When you get to your next exhale, ever so gently lifting ourselves upright. Once we're upright, we're going to extend through that right leg. So now both legs are straight out in front of us. All 10 toes are pointing toward the ceiling. So both feet are flexed. We're going to root back down into those sit bones. Taking a nice big breath in here again to lift and lengthen, hinging from that hip crease. Again, we're going to start to walk the hands forward. This time, allow your spine to round. Allow the head to be heavy here. Sinking forward toward the thighs. And again, every breath, every exhale allows us to release, allows us to soften a little more toward the legs. We're doing so without force. Out strain, just following the breath. Beautiful. Taking your next exhale, slowly rolling our way upright. And once we're there, that right leg will remain extended out in front of us. We'll bring the sole of that left foot in toward the inner thigh, resetting those sit bones. My friend Charlie has come to visit us. Hello. Take a nice big breath in to lift and lengthen. On your exhale, walking the hands forward. Again, keeping the spine long here. So chin to shin, lengthening that lower back every inhale, every exhale. It's the belly softening down toward the thigh. Beautiful. On your exhale, ever so gently, lifting our way upright. Once we're there, we're going to bring the soles of both feet together. So bending through both knees, soles of the feet come together. We need to reset those sit bones, bringing the heels as close as toward the body as feels good to you this morning. So we can always push the toes out toward the top of the mat, creating more of a diamond shape to fold into, or if you like them nice and close, tucked into the body, feel free to bring them in a little closer. Again, we can have support underneath the knees here, underneath the thighs, bringing those pillows or blankets or blocks over. Take a moment to wrap the hands around the feet. We can give the soles of the feet, the arch of the feet, a little massage if that feels good. Running the thumbs up and down the arch of the feet. Just taking a moment here to allow both knees to release out to the sides. And then when you feel ready, we're going to fold forward here into that space. between legs, between the feet and the body. So take a nice big breath in to find that lift or length, and then it is a fold, so we're still hinging from that hip crease. As we fold here, lead with a harder chin, but when you feel the spine starting to round, allow it to round and then release through the head. So let the head be heavy. Again, we can take a little nod or shake of the head. We can take a little sway side to side. Whatever feels best to you here in our cobblers, in our bound angle. And taking this opportunity once again to breathe into that back body, into those spaces, the low back, the spine, the back lungs. Your next exhale, taking your full out breath to slowly roll your way mindfully upright. Beautiful. Once we are there, we're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat, bring the knees together, and then we're going to roll our way down onto our backs. So come toward the top of your mat. Take a nice big breath in to lengthen, to lift toward the front of the room. And then on your exhale, slowly roll your way down vertebrae by vertebrae. Shoulders, back of the head will come down last. As we meet ourselves again, back on our mat, right where we started, take that nice full body stretch. So reach the hands up and overhead. Reach the toes toward the end of the room. As we breathe in, feeling that beautiful stretch, chest, belly expansion. As you breathe out, release. Big breath in. Perhaps sighing it out. One last time here, big breath in. Nice cleansing exhale out. Beautiful. We're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat, bending through the knees. We're going to extend the arms out to the sides of the rooms. Again, palms can be face down, or we can turn the palms to face up. Moving into our supine twist here, you're going to press the soles of your feet into the mat to lift the hips in slightly to the right side of your mat, lower them back down, and then both knees will fall over to the left. Take a moment here to get comfortable in your twist, stacking or staggering the legs, maybe grabbing any props that might be needed for between the knees or under that bottom leg. Choose whether the head will stay facing the ceiling or whether we're going to turn the head to look away from the knees to the right. And then once we are comfortable, dropping back into that stillness, allowing for complete surrender into the mat. Your next inhale, bringing the head and the feet, the knees back to center. Press into the feet to lift the hips up and slightly to the left side of your mat, and then allow both knees to soften over to the right. Getting comfortable here on this side. Release the shoulders into the mat. Let the back of the head be heavy. Every breath, allow yourself a little more release into your twist. Next inhale, bring the head and the knees back to center, and close your practice off with any gentle, mindful movement or stretch that feels good to you. So you could bring knees back up and into the chest, get that spine or back, another little massage as you rock side to side. If you enjoy that full body stretch, you can take that stretch one more time. Or maybe it's simply bringing ourselves back into Shavasana. So when you are ready, grabbing anything that you may need, those blankets, those sweaters, the pillows for beneath the head or the knees. And we're going to settle back in right where we began our practice this morning. The legs extended out onto the mat. Let the feet fall out to the sides. The arms down by the sides with the palms of the hands facing up. Back of the head and the shoulders heavy on the mat. And just as we moved through the body with our Yoga Nidra at the beginning of our practice, take a moment now and from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head, allow each and every muscle to soften and release. Relax, relax, relax. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, sometimes the road gets rough. Don't be dismayed when you come to a pothole, a detour, a stretch of rough and rocky road. Don't be surprised. Slow down a little. Be patient. It's not the whole journey. It's not the way it'll always be. But it is part of your journey too. Part of your journey to your heart and soul. Even when we're living with joy and freedom, we continue to learn, grow, feel, experience. And still, the road can get rough. Happiness doesn't mean feeling gleeful all the time. Happiness doesn't mean the road we're traveling is always smooth. Happiness means feeling all we need to feel and accepting each part of the journey, even the changes of course and direction. Feel all your feelings. Feel your fear and frustration about slowing down, then settle in for the ride. You may not be going as fast as you'd like, but the journey hasn't stopped. You're not doing anything wrong. You are going slower, but you're still moving forward. that gentle ebb and flow between your inhale and your exhale. And back to the body by making some small movements to start, perhaps the wiggling of fingers and toes. And gradually making those movements a little larger, rotating through ankles and wrists. And finally, inviting any gentle, mindful movement or stretched body that feels right to you. When you are ready, gently rolling over onto one side. Make a little pillow with your arm and just pause there for one more deep, nourishing inhale. And a nice, long, calming exhale. And then gently using your hands and your arms to lift yourself back up to sitting. Bring the palms of your hands together at heart center. I bow to and honor the bright light in each one of you, which is the same light in me. Namaste. Everyone for joining me on your mat this morning. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you back on your mats very soon.